Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Grant Wallace. I know it's been a while since our last update, but it's springtime, things are beautiful, and I felt a calling today to come and speak with you guys about the food forest and everything that we've been working on and how things have been growing and progressing. We have an entire hedge of this mountain mint, which I call the Virginia mountain mint, and it's just pure menthol flavor on there, like this. You know, we grow 4 different types of mountain mint in this plot right now though, so we'll show you those. But just go ahead and pan down. You see this row here, that's all mountain mint, and we harvest that and hang it up and dry every year. Last year we got over 15 pounds. This year we'll probably get over 25 pounds, and that's dried material. So we pack those up in 1-pound bags, 3-pound bags, and also retail bags of 0.7 ounces. This is the food-producing food forest. All right, year by year, this thing is getting bigger and better. The last update, you guys can have to check it. I think it was fall or spring. I don't know when it was of last year. But as we go through this video, you're going to see some really intense growth, and we've got some baby apples to show you. And look at this magnanimous patch that we got right here. Come a little closer. We've got this giant yarrow right here, just fucking going crazy. And we sell those greens too by the quart, ladies and gentlemen, fresh. So we have a fresh list that we sell weekly to chefs in Atlanta. We do 2 markets a week in Atlanta now as well. Oakhurst on Saturdays, and Thursdays we've got EAV, East Atlanta Village, for the noobs. Yarrow, ladies and gentlemen. And then we've got all this pineapple mint around. I mean, this place is just busting with life. This right here is a Georgia calumet, a native. And then we've got some, that's another Georgia calumet there. This is a different mountain mint, if you guys want to get a close-up on that. This is what I call the southern mountain mint. And this comes from seeds that I collected here on the pasture line. And this has more of the eucalyptol in it. So we're talking about the aroma chemicals that, or the flavonoids that make up the, smell or the experience that we have with those plants. So we said menthol on the last one, which we all know is mint flavored, right? What we think of as mint, and or like a Newport cigarette back in the day. But this one is more eucalyptus flavor. So that's, eucalyptol is the main aroma note in that. I mean, just clean you out, So in your Listerine mouthwash, there's menthol, thymol, and eucalyptol. So we're 2/3 of the way there just by munching on a couple of varieties of mountain mint. And we've got the bee balm and the lemon mint, the monardas, the oregano, and that all has a bunch of thymol in it, the flavor of thyme. An apple tree, growing, strong as an ox. Look at this thing. I didn't prune this one because I'm an experimental guy. I like to learn things the hard way. Bitter orange tree right here. So you're gonna imagine again, all these trees are growing. It's gonna get wild out here. There's still a bunch of pineapple mint, there's spearmint. And I just want to take you back over here. We forgot to show you. I've got three spice bush plants right here, and I also happen to find a patch of about 20 of them in the woods recently. And spice bush is a native plant to the Americas, and it makes a flavorful green berry in the spring, and then as it dries out in the fall, you've got more of a spice flavor to it, the spice bush. So that dries out and you can grind it and use it in your spice mixes. So that's it's a hardy plant. It's usually found in clearings of deciduous forest areas. Check out this lemon balm right here. Now this was made from clones from some previous lemon balm, and this was planted out spring of last year. We got some nice harvest off of it. This year it's going to be really some sick harvest to hang up and dry. Last year we did about 15 pounds of lemon balm as well. We're looking to do maybe 35 pounds this year. We're working on a new system in our loft for drying with some pulleys and stuff. So we'll be able to, you know, fill up that ceiling a lot more. I mean, look at the length on this stuff though. You know, this sucker's growing. It's just so healthy. It's just all pushing up to reach that sunlight. Let's be more like lemon balm. Let's stand up tall to get that sunlight, breathe that fresh air. Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing better. We have our fig tree coming back. This is April 20 something of 2025, just as a reference for everybody. West Georgia, just off of I-20 in Buckhannon. So this is a fig coming back, putting out some leaves. You know, you guys, you could sell the leaves to chefs as well. You could also dry those out and make yourself a fig leaf tea. But, you know, do it. And then right up front, we've got the catmint. So we've been picking a lot of this to hang to dry and also selling it fresh at farmers markets in bunches and as bunches to chefs and bartenders to, you know, garnish it up. Syrian rue, once used as a all-purpose seasoning. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what I like to do as well. I like to make culinary blends that my family enjoys, that I enjoy. Let's invest in ourselves and live the good life. You know, we don't need to depend on the retail stores to just give us those options. We planted these asparagus crowns last spring. We've been harvesting asparagus off of them every day. You know, just honestly so freaking good. Crisp as could be. Guys, we need to be growing perennials in our home gardens. In your raised beds at home, don't throw annuals in there, tomatoes and cucumbers. I mean, you can, but let's do the right thing and let's live the good life. You know, springtime should be filled with asparagus and strawberries, am I right? Like, let's get it. And this stuff comes back every year. Then you just, you know, throw a little mulch down, boom, it comes back up. This could be you. Simple as could be. Just bury those crowns in the ground. You buy them online. They ship to your front door. Or you probably buy them from like stores and stuff too. Maybe your feed store can order it for you if you got a good feed store. All right, so we got some nice veggies for lunch right there. Springtime style, perennial style. Really light on the work, but also better for the environment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to think about Mother Earth too. It's not always just about us. In fact, the more we nurture Mother Earth and our environment that we surround ourselves in, the better our minds are in every way. If you start taking pride in things and taking care of those things, you know, you want to bring it closer into your life and share in the bounty of it all. Behind me, we've got some more of that Southern Mountain Mint. Nice little row of that. We've got apple trees behind me and right here. And we've got more catmint. Let's go take a closer look at some of these apple trees. Holy tit, ladies and gentlemen, we have a nice pair of apples right here. Can we get a close up on that? It's hard for me not to put my mouth on those right now. Look at that. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting some apples on here. Now I did prune this one. I took out the center, whatever you call that. So now it's gonna grow more like this. You know, this is my first time growing them, so if you got some tips for me on how to prune this fruit tree, how would you prune this fruit tree? You know, are you an orchard guy, or maybe you know more about this than me, but I mainly just took off that center one, and you know, I was wondering, should I have clipped these down so it doesn't get so droopy like that? And just let me know what you guys think. Are we doing summertime? Are we doing springtime? We got some blueberries in here. I need to probably fertilize them soon. But you know, if you guys don't know, these little blueberry flowers are freaking tasty too. And there's a bunch of wild low bush blueberries on this property, so we're going on a little hike, scoop up some of those flowers. You know, it's like a little tangy, sour. Got another apple tree and more blueberries. One. Holy sh! we got blueberries. Guys, this is so exciting. We're doing this together right now. First time we've got blueberries off of this plant. This one's looking great. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we got some blueberries coming in. I see pancakes in my future. I see blueberry cobbler in my future. I see frozen blueberries popping into my mouth. Now, if there's anybody who wants to tell me about this, let me know too. We got something going on here. Should I break this off? What's going on? I don't like the look of that. But everything else looks good on this plant. We've got our ever-bearing, raspberries. Check these out. These, basically, you could eat these from about May till October, and you just grab little handfuls off of each plant. I mean, they bear real good, and they send out these little side shoots and stuff like that. You could dig those up and move them around. We haven't gotten around to doing that yet this year. We might do it later on and like put them in pots or something and then plant them out in like a bigger row. Right here we've got some strawberries, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, the kids go crazy for this stuff. You want to be a good dad? Plant your kids some freaking fruit in the yard. What are you doing? Soccer ain't got nothing on this, my man. Yo, are you gonna play a little Fortnite with your guy? That's cool too, but also give him some food. You know, some really good food, and this stuff's easy. If you need some help, just drop a comment. I'm happy to help you. We're doing it for the kids. We're doing it for the community around us and for the future generations, okay? These persimmon trees that I planted are gonna take 15 years to put fruit out, but then they're gonna put fruit out for 60 years. There you go. Forget about it. Plant some food for your families. They're going to love you for it. And right in the middle of it, you got some lemon mint, which is a Monarda, super spicy. We're just coming out here. You know, the kids come out. You know, I'm a divorced dad, so we gotta entertain these kids, keep them fed when they come out on the weekends. You know. So good. Got some anise hyssop right here. Hyssop, dude. It's got that licorice flavor, also a native plant. And we dry out a bunch of that, sends out these beautiful purple buds. And we use that to make some teas. Ladies and gentlemen, some potatoes coming up right here. I guess we missed some last fall. Look at this, a whole line of potatoes coming in. This is the food forest, no till, tons of mulch. I mean, you can get mulch from any kind of, a lot of sources. You know, we cut our own hay here, so I make sure that it doesn't get sprayed with any of that toxic chemical that lasts a long time. That messes with some of your plants. But you know, straw mulch, wood chips, all that stuff. Especially doing it on a smaller scale, forget about it. Go to Lowe's and buy you 50 bags of that black mulch and just do the thing. You know, no one's gonna judge you for it. Because we're looking for excitement in our daily lives that's just given to us. If we could look more into the ground and find the value there and just put a little bit of effort into it, and with the perennials is what I'm saying, it just keeps on giving back, generations for generations. So let's think about that, you know, and with the no-till type thing, you know, keeps the soil together, reduces erosion. You know, we're doing the right thing by investing more into the soil just by simply not touching it and adding on top of it. You know, everyone talks about this. This isn't new ideas, you guys. Potatoes. Got a nice row of bee balm. We also have a row of native bee balm up there that I collected seeds from. That's a lot skinnier leaves and everything. Just a white bee balm. Here's a little remnant of some hay, so we do the round bales here. And I've got a hay bale and roller for the produce field that makes it real easy to spread all this hay. Because we don't do irrigation on the produce field either. We just hit it with a ton of that hay mulch. And that's what I live by, you know. Amen, brother. Check out this bronze fennel. Now this also has that licorice flavor, really sturdy. I don't hang it up to dry like this. I mainly just collect the dried seeds off of this, so bronze fennel seed, highly aromatic, earthy, anise flavor. But that is also another perennial, you know. Now the green leaf fennel can grow about this tall, and it'll put out a ton and ton of seeds. So when eventually, you know, I want to get a combine out here of some sort so we can harvest just tons and tons of seeds. So I've been getting more and more into saving my own seeds over time. You know, not just to save money, but just because I want to keep everything as close to this ground as possible, close to the heart. You know, that's what feels good to me. So I'm surrounded here by lemon balm, and I've got bronze fennel in front of me. I like to plant these two things together for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's just the color of them, but also lemon balm and bronze fennel taste good together when you eat them. They're just so fresh. And you know, if you plant this stuff around your house, it gives you the opportunity, and your kids and your family, the opportunity to go outside and just rub some of these herbs like this, for the lemon balm, for instance. And I'm sure you guys have heard about putting the lemon, I guess it's lemon essential oil kind of on your face to reduce your anxiety. But same thing with this lemon balm. You know, you go out there, you're having a rough day, it's like, just catch a quick blessing. That's all this is, just catch a quick blessing. And that's a lot of times how I think that the value of these plants were discovered, was people just rubbing up against stuff and then smelling it and be like, holy shit, that smells good and that makes me feel good. I want to do more of that. So that's how certain plants become popular, you know, and then bred to do more things that make people enjoy them more. I don't feel like talking anymore. Thanks for hanging out with thanks for hanging out today in the food forest that we're working on. We've got persimmons, pomegranates, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, apples, persimmon. I'm sure I'm missing some. That's only in the fruit department. We're talking all perennials here. We've got asparagus, and we've just got an absolute wonderful assortment of herbs in our 1 acre perennial food forest. Right now, about 3/4 of that acre is planted. Oh wait, I just planted that last little bit too. So we just planted a 100-foot row of oregano and a 100-foot row of marjoram, because I dried out some oregano last year, and it was only like a couple pounds because I wasn't sure. And you know, you can clone oregano super easy. So once I sold all that and I used so much of it, I mean, it's just incredible stuff. You get this when your spice cabinet is filled with delicious herbs that you dried and prepared yourself, and it gives you the opportunity to use them freshly and everything with total confidence. It's a game changer.